Hello, everyone. It's nice to see you all again. We are about to embark on a journey that will make you reconsider everything you have ever heard. Naturally, when talking about prominent media figures, a few names spring to mind right away. Imagine, then, that one of those names might belong to the world's most filthy woman. What would you do? Listen, I know this seems bold, perhaps even frightening, but give me a moment. I think you could agree with me after watching this video. You should not miss this, I assure you. Okay, let's get started. Hello, I'm Dana Perino. She served as President George W. Bush's press secretary and is a well-known political pundit on Fox News. It would seem that she is a competent, polite, and eloquent person. Yes, she has made a career out of it, hasn't she? However, what if I disclose that underlying that calm and controlled exterior comes a far darker and more unsettling reality? Today, we will not confine ourselves to talking about her work history. Layer by layer, we will look at the reasons why Dana Perino might be the most obscene woman on the globe. We're going to look into the likelihood that this is more than simply a baseless accusation. So stay tuned. Because they present themselves as models of values like honesty, integrity, and decency, those in positions of power are usually highly regarded. However, the truth is that when one joins the political arena, common sense isn't always applicable. And that's when Dana Perino's career took a drastic change. She spent years in one of the most powerful positions in America, standing in front of the media every day and answering questions while keeping a straight face no matter how difficult they got. To be clear, she served as press secretary during a highly contentious Bush administration. From the handling of Hurricane Katrina to the Iraq War, there were huge mistakes that affected millions of people. Yet there she was, Dana Perino, speaking on behalf of the White House and defending policies that many believed to be wrong. Although I don't personally blame her for those acts, she played a significant role in trying to convince the public that they were acceptable. Let's not pretend for a moment, shall we? In politics, there is a lot of spinning. However, Dana Perino's poise and narrative twisting were excellent. Her ability to remain composed under duress was well known. Interestingly, however, the darker overtones of her compositions were often hidden by her calm demeanor and flawless public image. The Iraq War, for instance, was marked by numerous claims of civilian casualties, and to put it kindly, a highly chaotic ground situation. But instead of facing these challenges head-on, Dana would minimize the seriousness of the problem in her capacity as spokesperson. She would insist on discussing progress, even when conditions were anything from stable. Although it's easy to write this off as just doing her job, a closer look reveals that she was a part of a larger plot to mislead the public. By the time you reach that point, it feels so twisted. Dana was more than just a spokeswoman. She was the face of the lies, standing in front of the cameras and acting as though nothing was wrong when it was obviously not. Another reason Dana Perino is disliked by many is her unwavering loyalty to the Bush administration. Let me explain. Allegiance to a political party is one thing, but when devotion means ignoring injustice, malfeasance, and cover-ups, it becomes dangerous. Dana was a member of her administration, which was particularly troubled by how it handled the Iraq War and the events that followed 9/11. Dana made the decision to stay faithful rather than challenge authority or speak out against injustice. Although loyalty has its applications, it becomes troublesome when it is used as an excuse to wrong innocent people. It wasn't all either. After leaving the White House, Dana Perino started a career in journalism and became a regular on Fox News. She could reach millions of people with this newfound platform, sway their opinions, and spread a certain narrative. Her influence grew here, but so did skepticism about her sincerity. In her capacity as a commentator, she regularly sidesteps or downplays important subjects. Her storytelling is impartial, fair, and, above all, friendly. But if you listen closely, you can see that she is still using the same tactics she did as press secretary, distracting people from the real issues and giving them well-written, reassuring statements, even while the situation is everything but. This is when her immorality comes into play. Although Dana Perino has a platform, she rarely uses it to call attention to uncomfortable truths. Instead, she urges people to embrace the status quo in spite of its detrimental impact on society. Her capacity to quietly control people is what makes her so dangerous. She is therefore regarded by some as one of the world's most obscenely, sexually provocative women. Let's change the subject and talk about hypocrisy now. Dana is occasionally praised for having made it as a woman, even though the political environment is dominated by men. She is regarded as a pioneer by many. But it doesn't seem like her narrative is as inspiring as it seems. She served under an administration that did nothing to further women's rights or gender equality. It seems quite false to present her as a feminist icon or someone who is fighting for women. She criticizes a wide range of subjects, often trivializing or ignoring the suffering of oppressed populations. Given her role, it's hard not to see this as an attempt to divert attention from the fact that, in spite of her career-long commitment on finding answers, her actions often show a complete contempt for enacting actual change. Before you think, this is just another video criticizing a well-known person, let me explain why this is important. This is important to those with Dana Perino's degree of influence. They have an impact on public opinion, voting patterns, and discourse on significant issues. When we do nothing to prevent the rise of people who misuse their position for manipulation and personal advantage, we are all complicit. When you consider Dana Perino's actions, her commitment to an inefficient system, and her role in spreading misleading information, you can't help but question what kind of influence she has on the general population. Even if she doesn't initially appear to be the most immoral person, her career has been based on lying and half-truths. What do you think in that case? Is Dana Perino the most indecent lady in the world, or is there a system that encourages conformity over integrity, and she is a product of it? Tell me by leaving a comment. If you've read this far, please subscribe and like this video for more in-depth analyses of the media and political landscapes. Next time, please. I appreciate you listening.